guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you today with my very favorite video to film all month long, and it is my monthly favorite. So we're going to talk about what I have been loving in the month of September. Two things real quick, kind of housekeeping wise. I have finally gotten a P.O. box. Like 5 years later, I've gotten one. So many people message me on Instagram asking me if I have one, and I hadn't until now. So I have that now listed down in the description box below. I'm not telling you this because I want y'all to send me things. I hope you know me better than that. I'm telling you for the people that have asked me if I had one. So just making note of that. And then if you have not checked out my podcast that I did with Courtney from Harbin House last month or this month, because it is a September favorite, I ask that you do so because I hope that you will enjoy it. And I've gotten a lot of good feedback from it. It's a long, we talked for a long time. It's split up into two, but it's an hour and a half. She asked me lots of good questions. We talk about lots of fun things. So I will link that down in the description box as well, because regardless if you listen to mine, it's a podcast you should be subscribed to. So let's start out with makeup. And then I've got a hair product, a couple of skincare products, and some randoms. And I actually do have a couple of fails that I will share with you at the end of the video. Okay, makeup. Let's go over the things that I have on my face today. Let's start with eyeshadow. I did a video using this in, I believe it was my last Playing with New Makeups video, but it is the Stoned eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. So they did send this to me. I saw promo pictures for it before I got it in the mail. And my first impression was that I didn't know that I was going to get that much use out of it, because it only has 4 matte shadows. So it looks like this. If you didn't see the other video, I'm sure you've seen other videos with it in it, but it's got, let me get this brush out. I do use this brush, by the way. I used it today. It's got 2 mattes on either side, and then it's got 8 really gorgeous, shimmery, glittery, duochrome shadows. So it's what I have on my eyes today, and what I did today was I put this color hexed all over my lid, and then I topped it with Tiger's Eye right here. So I did some swatches in that other video, and I will direct you to that if you want to see the few swatches that I did and the other eye look that I did, because it was more cool toned than this one. But I just have found myself absolutely loving this. I don't necessarily have to use it all by itself, although today I did and it was fine. But it is a great complement palette too for other, like if I have full-on eyeshadow, matte eyeshadow palettes that I want to use. If I want something that has a little bit of a shimmer to it, this is a great palette to complement that. So I've actually really been enjoying this. The packaging is like 3-dimensional, and it can be a little bit bulky, I'm gonna be honest. It's not my favorite, but the product inside is great. And again, I do use this brush. I used both sides of it for today's look. There are a couple companies that I don't totally throw away the brush when I get the palette. Urban Decay is one of them. Anastasia is another one, because they are actually decent brushes. So I have been loving that for an eyeshadow palette. Now let's talk about my bronzer. This is absolutely not new. I've talked about it a lot on Instagram videos. Again, if you are not following me on Instagram, be sure to do so. I have started doing a weekly look where every Wednesday I will post me getting ready using some products that maybe I've been sent or that I've purchased that I just don't have time to use on YouTube. I just would have to film every single day. I can't do that. So it's another outlet for me to share products with you, share techniques, share looks. So be sure and follow me over there so you don't miss those, because again, I'm trying to do them every Wednesday. But I showed this a couple of weeks ago, and it's the Hourglass Ambient Luminous Bronze Light Bronzer. Y'all, obviously this is not new, but you can see I have hit pan up in this upper corner, and I have used this probably 3 weeks out of the month this month. I just pulled it out one day because I hadn't used it in a while, used it and fell in love with it again. It's just such a gorgeous bronzer. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it. If you don't like a bronzer with a sheen, this is not going to be for you. But if you do, it's just something about it just brings life to the skin, and I have not been able to stop using it. So definitely a favorite. Another favorite for the face that I have not been able to stop using is this Powder Blush Compact Palette from Suku. No, I showed this on YouTube. I used it in one of my new makeup videos. This is it right here. I did some swatches in that video as well, but I have just been loving this, especially for the blushes. Now the highlights are pretty, but the blushes I have been using almost every single day. I do have the highlight. I mixed both the highlight colors today, and then I have this color right here on as a blush. I have been mixing the blush colors. I like that these two are more warm, these two are more cool, so you basically run the gamut of looks that you will need. This is a great travel palette. It's really good quality. They look gorgeous on the skin. They last a long time. I really have been enjoying this palette. So I had to share that with y'all because I know I used it in the new makeup, but I always like to come back around to those products, especially if they end up being my favorites. And I got that at Selfridges. I don't think you can get it anywhere in the United States, Suku as a brand, but I will link to Selfridges. I paid I think it's $55 one-time annual fee to get free shipping from Selfridges, which is in the UK. And I think it's a steal because a lot of their products are cheaper than they are here. For instance, I was looking at like a Tom Ford foundation where it's $88 here and it's $76 from Selfridges. So it ends up paying for itself very quickly if you are interested in purchasing from them because they do have brands and products that we don't have. The next two more makeup products. This is the Osmosis Color Skin Perfecting Matte Primer. So I had talked about the Luminous Primer a couple of months ago in my favorites, and I absolutely adore that. This was sent to me by an Osmosis rep, and holy cow, this is so good. This reminds me so much of the Hourglass Veil Primer. So it's got like powder particles in it, according to the description, but it also has blue light and free radical damage protectors in it. So it's got some skincare in it as well. But this is y'all, let me take these rubber bands off it's so janky with that on it, I know. This is the product. So it has almost identical texture to the Hourglass Veil Primer. I like that it has the extra skincare benefits. I'm showing you how I use it. I take the Delium Tools 788 brush. I will put a pump. This is not a full pump, but I will put a pump on my hand and I will dip the brush in and then I will paint it on my face. I don't like to disrupt my SPF underneath and I don't need it all over my face. So I will pinpoint with a small brush like this and I'll just put it like in my T-zone, a little bit, you know, up in my forehead, my nose, my chin. I'm not an oily person, but oh my goodness, if I have a foundation that's super dewy and I want to make sure it really stays on, this is the kind of primer that I want to use. And this blurs out your pores and softens your skin right there incredibly well. I can't speak highly enough about this primer. I really should put it in my kit, but I don't think I want to let go of it myself. So, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but it is so, so good. So if you love the Hourglass Veil Primer, but you want some extra skincare benefits, I highly recommend this. All right, last makeup product are some lip glosses that I just talked about in last week's Instagram video that I posted, and these are from Suntegrity, and this is the Sunscreen Lip Gloss SPF 25 All Mineral. These are from Freeze Co Beauty. I got the colors Candy Skies and Creamsicle. I have Creamsicle on my lips today. I did an Instagram story post with Candy Skies. They have many other colors as well, but these were like the colors that are right up my alley. I love the look of these glosses. So that is Candy Skies, and that's Creamsicle that I have on today. I love that they have SPF 25. They feel great on the lips. They look very shiny and glossy. They're opaque enough to use on their own, but they're great as toppers as well. And I just have not been able to stop using them. I end up carrying them in my purse, but then when I get ready in the mornings, I end up going and grabbing them from my purse because I love these glosses so much. Love, love, love. So I wanted to talk about those because I think we neglect our lips as far as sunscreen more than any other part of our face. Our lips and our eyelids, we neglect a lot with sunscreen. So I think it's important that we find something we love that also has sunscreen in it. And before this, like I think Color Science has some glosses, but I've never tried theirs. If I have, it's been a while. But before this, I had only had like the, you know, the lip balms. Maybe they would be tinted lip balms or something with SPF in them. But I like the gloss effect. I like this shiny, frosty, take me back to the 90s effect we got going here. Okay, let's talk about a couple of skincare products. This duo was sent to me by Clarins and Octoly. If you don't know what Octoly is, it is a site where you can sign up if you are on YouTube or Instagram, and you can pick from a store of products. The brand decides whether or not they want to send it to you, and then you review it. Now, some of this stuff has been sent to me, but I never ever agree to talk about something unless I've tried it, except when I get it from Octoly, because they just want your review. Like, they're not asking you to do any kind of positive review. They just want you to tell what you think. So I got this Clarins Duo, and it comes with a double serum. It's just called the double serum, and the multi-active Jour, Jour. I wish they wouldn't do this to me. I need some Nashville translation here. Cream. It says it targets fine lines, antioxidant day cream. So they sent this to me as a duo, and I will put the link down below where you can buy it as a duo. But y'all, this has always been one of my very favorite serums to use on clients under makeup. I don't know why. I have no idea the sorcery that is in this bottle, but it is glorious under makeup. When I look back at clients' pictures and photos that I knew that I had this in my kit, there's something special. I can't describe it. So I was so excited to get this. It has 21 potent plant extracts, and it comes with 2 serums in one. It has like a double chamber, and it pumps out as one, and it helps boost radiance. So I honestly think that that's why I like it so much. It sinks into the skin so nicely and just works amazingly under makeup. So I knew that I loved this. Now, I got to choose which of their creams that I wanted, and I chose the multi-active one. I'll link it down below. And it is the antioxidant day cream. It's good for hydration. It's supposed to have product or ingredients that fight lines. I have used this a couple times. These products both have fragrance in them, which I'm not a huge fan of. This one is pretty strong in the fragrance while you're applying it, but it doesn't linger too much on the skin. This is the consistency of the cream. And I will say that I don't dislike this on myself, but I think if you have more combination to oily skin, you'll like it even more. It wasn't the most moisturizing on me, but I am going to put it in my kit for my combo oily girls because I think they will like it. It does have great great reviews online, and it did smooth out my skin very nicely for under makeup. So if you are an artist especially that is searching for some really good skincare to put in their kit, I highly recommend this especially, but this duo is going to be great as well because they do work synergistically to help each other work the best. Now let's talk about some hair. I've been wearing my hair like this lately, and y'all have been so sweet and saying how much you love it, and I so appreciate it. I get my hair done every 6 weeks. Every 3 months, I get a balayage. So I'll get a balayage on the 3 month, and then 6 weeks from that, I'll go in and get a tone and a cut. So I had just gotten a tone and a cut a couple weeks ago, and I filmed with this because this is how she does my hair afterwards. And everybody talked about how much they loved it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to recreate this. And a lot of people have asked me how I do it. So I'm going to talk about how I do that real quick. One of the favorites that I'm going to talk about is this Kaposi iron. And I don't know exactly which one it is. So I'm going to put it down in the description box. But I had talked about this Kaposi iron in a favorites that I bought from Amazon like probably 6 months ago. They saw that video and they sent me this one. Okay, so this is the V7. Okay, love this flat iron for curling the hair. That is my preference for curling, is to use a flat iron. When they sent me this one, I was like, oh my goodness, that's really little. It's one of their mini irons. And I didn't pull it out for a while, but when I started trying to recreate how my stylist does my hair, what I do is I pull my hair back kind of in the middle, and then I put it up in some clips So I have this bottom part to deal with, to curl. I always spray first with the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Bodybuilder. I've gone through many of these. This is a brand new one that I just had to purchase because I ran out of my last one. This is a heat protectant as well as a volume booster. So I will spray that in before. I will go in on the bottom half of my hair and I will curl it with this. Then I will let down the top half of my hair and I will curl it with this. The reason I love this so much is because of the size. It's perfect for those little tiny pieces that I have down here that I just don't want to get that close to my skin with something this large. This is perfect for that area. It's perfect for when I'm totally done and I have like one straight hair. I know we all have it sticking out of the side right here. And I'm like, really? But it's like really tiny. It's really thin. So I will just keep this on and go and do touch-ups. I know it sounds like a lot of steps, but honestly, this takes me 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to do. And then when I'm done, I will go back and spray this again because I don't like a real crunchy hairspray, and that just kind of gives it texture and a little bit of hold throughout the day, as well as volume, which heavens knows I need as much of that as I can get. So this is the true favorite because it's the newest addition to this kind of hair care trio that I got going, but this is how I get the hair that you're seeing now, and I've had so many people ask about it. So I did want to talk about that. I got a lot of favorites this month, y'all, and I just dropped my bronzer on the floor. Okay, this is such a random product, but I had to talk about it, and I don't have the box. It only comes with one use, so I'm gonna have to pop a picture up, but it's called Baby Feet. Have y'all ever heard of Baby Feet? This is like amazing for summer feet, especially when you wear flip-flops all the time, your feet just get janky, and I have not been to get a pedicure since all this started. I just haven't. There's just something about like a pedicure to me is supposed to be very relaxing. I just don't want to have to wait in my car and wear a mask. And I understand that that's what needs to be done. Totally understand that. But it's just not relaxing to me. So I haven't gone and gotten one for a long time. And my feet were jacked up. I mean, my girls call them Frankenfeet. I had some Frankenfeet going on. So I needed some help big time. So I was doing my weekly shopping with Harbin House because I'm not lying. I do it weekly. And I noticed that she had this thing called Baby Feet, and I'd never heard of it. I'd never tried it. And when I looked at the pictures, y'all, it was like kind of so gross. I was mesmerized by it. I mean, it looked like your feet were shedding a snake skin. And I was like, I want my feet to do that. So I purchased it. Again, it comes with just one use, but that's all you need. It's these plastic booties that you put on your feet. You kind of tape them so they're snug, and then you leave them on for an hour. So I put them on my feet one night, set them up on the bed. We watched one of our shows, which we're really into Vikings right now, by the way. That's another favorite. And I took them off after an hour. And then they said 5 to 7 days later, you'll start to see exfoliation. Did I ever start to see exfoliation? I need to do this like once a month. It was bad, but it was so cool. If you are someone who likes, and this is so gross, but if you're someone who likes to pick off sunburned skin, I'm not necessarily one of those people. One of my best friends is. Like, she loves that kind of stuff. She loves to pop things. But if you are somebody, you are going to love this. It literally just took like the first 2 layers of dead skin off of my feet. I used a like pumice scraper in the shower after a couple of days. It got stuff off the top of my feet. Like, I have brand new feet, y'all. Franken feet, be gone. I had to share it because even though it's a little gross, it worked so well. So I had to tell y'all about that. Okay, one more favorite and then we'll get into a couple fails and then I promise I'll stop talking. Okay, I am sure that you have seen other people talk about it, and I know I've talked about it when I first received it. Goodness, maybe it's been like a year ago. The Sleep and Glow pillow. The Sleep and Glow pillow is honestly, it's so good for anybody that is a side sleeper, especially because it has. Let me just show you the new one. They sent me an upgraded version of the Sleep and Glow pillow, and it looks like this. Now, I know this probably looks similar to my other Sleep and Glow pillow that I showed you however long back, but this is actually smaller in size, which I personally love. I love the more compact size. It's a little bit thinner as well, So Sleep and Glow, I don't want to put my head on it because I've got makeup on, but it's so awesome because it has a little kind of indent right here. It has neck support on both sides, depending on how you lay on it. And then on these sides, right here, you can see it has this dip right here, okay? Which you put your face on it right here, and the majority of your face will rest on top of that dip. So you're not squishing your skin down into the pillow. You're not waking up with creases. You're not messing up your eyelashes, especially if you have eyelash extensions. I know that's a big concern. So it is absolutely perfect. It's great for neck support, but I love this because I'm a side sleeper. I mean, sometimes, let's be real, I wake up like flat on my stomach, but I am so much more comfortable on my side, and it's very hard for me to train myself to sleep on my back. Now, this does help me to sleep on my back, but in the case that I do go to my side, I know I'm not going to wake up with like scrunchy skin. I don't know how else to, y'all know what I mean. Now, this is the pillowcase that comes with it. You can definitely like slip a silk pillowcase over it, but this is very, it's satin-like. It's very easy on the hair as well. Now, it does have a zipper, obviously, on the case. And then what I love about this new upgraded version is that they send you a separate insert, okay? So this is if you need it to be a little bit higher. So you open, y'all can't see this part, but you open the case, stick the insert in, and you've got an even higher pillow. I mean, I can tell the difference from when I first showed it to you. So you're able to customize it, and I love it. I prefer it without the insert, just for my neck and how I sleep. But if you are someone who likes that extra height and added support, you're gonna love the option of the insert. So I have a discount code. I will put it down in the description box. If you have not got one of these, I know a lot of y'all have because you've told me how much you love them, but I wanted to show you this new upgraded version, and thanks Sleep and Glow for sending it to me because it's amazing. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna talk about 2 fails, one of which I should have talked about last month. The other one I've already talked about, like on Instagram and on YouTube. But the first is Rare Beauty foundation. And I actually did send one other thing back. So I purchased the foundation, the highlight, the blush, and the concealer. I like the blush and the concealer. I kept those. I returned the foundation and the highlight. I did not like the foundation on my skin. It broke up. It made me look greasy. It did not wear well on me. I know some of y'all are so nice and say every foundation looks good on me, but I can promise you it does not. I did a check-in on my Instagram stories. I don't think I saved it, but if you were able to see that, you saw how bad it patched off. Like a lot of y'all responded and were like, oh yeah, that does not look good. It just did not work on my skin at all. It had a very similar texture to the Kosas oil, which does work on my skin. This did not. So I returned that, and I returned the highlighter. I honestly did not like the highlighter at all. It wasn't very opaque, which is not necessarily a bad thing for a liquid highlighter because some people do want that more soft lit from within. Totally understand it. But it picked up my foundation no matter what foundation I used. I tried it over Rare. I tried it over other foundations that I knew did not have that issue when I put cream and liquid products on top of it. And every single time I would try to blend it out with my finger, with my sponge, with a brush, it would pick up and remove the product underneath. And I just don't have time for that. Like, I have too many other foundation or liquid and cream highlighters that I love that don't do that, that it just wasn't worth it to me. They're reasonably priced. They come with a lot of product, beautiful colors. It just wasn't for me. Now, another fail that I should have talked about last month, because so many of y'all have been asking me to try the newish, now it's not so new, but ever since it launched, the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydrating Foundation. And I never wanted to purchase the full size because I knew that it had fragrance in it. I try to steer clear of that. I'm not completely against it. I have some foundations that have fragrance in it, but I knew it wasn't one that I was going to wear every day. So I didn't really want to purchase a full size. At that point, you couldn't go into stores and get samples. So I waited until I got a sample with my Sephora order and used it a couple of times. It was horrible on my skin. It kind of did what Rare Beauty did, but it patched off bad and it did not wear on me well at all. So I wanted to let y'all know that I am not a fan of that foundation. I know so many people are, so no need to write in the comments, I can't believe it didn't work for you. It works great for my skin. I know that it works so well for so many people, and it's a favorite of many. But I wanted to tell you my experience because I have been asked quite a bit, and it did not work for me. It was definitely, unfortunately, a fail. This is my long-winded favorites video. And guess what? I just remembered. Y'all have been begging to see Zeus in a favorites video. So I will film some clips of him and put it in here, and then I will log off this video. So I hope you're all staying healthy, safe, and sane, and most of all that you go out and have a very blessed day. Let's go see Zeus. Hey, Zeus. Can you say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? Everybody's missed you lots. And they want to see you more, but this is basically what you do all day. So what you see is what you get, isn't it? Can you at least say hi? You're not gonna say hi? There you go. Raise that pretty face. Okay, go back to sleep. The people just spoke and they wanted to see you. You seem to care less. This is basically what he does all day, y'all. If he's not outside running around, he is in here on the couch or on the floor sleeping. He's our lazy gentle giant.